All right, good morning. I think I got my energy. I think I got my energy back.
Absolutely.
It only took me half an hour to get that. But Vivian is such an awesome guest. Wealth of knowledge, being the property appraiser, of course.
I'm excited about it. It is really an awesome position. And I feel like, you know, I'm just there with a whole host of colleagues. I don't feel like I'm the leader. I feel like we just work together for the people of Davidson County.
Well, you know what? You're answering the questions, and we have more callers. Let's go to John. Hey, John. Good morning. What's your question?
Thanks for taking my call, Ms. Wilhoite. I'm okay with my appraisal, but I'm hearing a lot of talk about tax rate and tax rate going up. I'm not too happy about that, and I'm just wondering what can I do about that if it goes up?
Well, you know, John, I think that you're being in contact with your council representative to express your concerns in reference to increase in tax rate. I think that you and I both been reading and hearing about the fact that the tax rate is to assist in reference to paying for certain operations of the city, which those operations that I have mentioned are very important, but particularly the increase for the Metro employees. However, right now, you know, your tax rate has been adjusted as a result of the reappraisal in order to ensure that the city does not get a windfall. The city has done very well in reference to its growth, and next year we will be having a surplus in reference to our, not surplus, but more revenue in reference to our new construction. Now, that doesn't apply to the tax rate, but that will help out in reference to what's going on as far as operations of the city. But you do want to reach out to your council person and to the mayor to express your concerns in reference to the tax rate and why they're doing it, which are some very good reasons. But I would encourage you to do that. In
all honesty, I mean, can something be done?
Well, you know, increasing the tax rate from what I've been reading and understanding is something that would help. It would generate more revenue for the city in order for them to meet their obligations, or meet our obligations for that matter. You know, some has proposed 50. We know that, you know, it could be as much as little as a dime. Every penny is equivalent to $2.9 million, so that will help.
When you put it in that perspective,
Absolutely.
It really does.
Absolutely.
All right, I believe we have Jay. Hey, Jay, good morning. What's your question?
Okay, I have a real quick question here. Your office provides the Metro Council with what's called a certified tax rate. Can you kind of explain more detail what that is?
Sure.
You know, Jay just missed the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first, Jay, our office does not provide the council the certified tax rate. The state of Tennessee provides the certified tax rate. Our office provides the data to the state to help them establish the certified tax rate to ensure that the local government does not incur a windfall. So once we receive that certified tax rate from the state of Tennessee, we then provide to the mayor, which is the mayor and the Metro Council, which is the local governing body, and they take a look at that certified tax rate and make a decision as to whether it could help them pay, you know, the operation costs of the city, or even fund some of the projects that they have in mind, and they make the decision of whether to increase that tax rate or not, for that matter. And of course, as you know, in 2017, the mayor and the local government and the local governing body, the Metro Council, chose not to increase the tax rate. So that's where the tax rate actually is derived from.
And I know we also have a number that we want to send out to the viewers.
Yes, yes. This is the time, or the second step in reference to appealing your values. You can do that every year, not just in the reappraisal year. You can appeal your value every year. And so now you have until June the 22nd to file, to schedule, the better word, schedule an appeal to the Metro Board of Equalization or to one of their hearing officers. And you have until June the 22nd by 4 p.m. to file or schedule that appeal with them. And when I say schedule, you're not setting the appeal for that particular day. You're setting that appeal for a particular day in the future. And so we're at our call center. You can give us a call at 615-862-6059. That's 615-862-6059 to schedule the appeal before the Metro Board of Equalization, which, by the way, is an independent board, but we do the scheduling of those appeals.
We'll try to make sure we post that number as well, just on your screen, so therefore people can see it.
Yes.
But let's go back to the lines. Beth, good morning. What's your question?
Good morning. I have a question for Ms. Wilhoite.
Yes.
There's so many new construction and new buildings going on in the county. Aren't those bringing in new revenue for the city?
Yes, it is. That's one of the reasons why we have the new city bird, as I was saying earlier, called the crane. Yes,
really, it's cranes.
The cranes. That's exactly
Plural
right.
with a capital P.
Yes, yes, and yes, we are not allowed, as a result of the 2017, any reappraisal, which is done every 4 years. We are not allowed to incur a windfall, or in other words, new revenue on existing construction. So, where do we make our money? Where do we get the new revenue? It is on new construction. So you're definitely correct. It is the new construction that brings in the new revenue, and it is a wonderful thing to help offset, to help adjust the tax rate where it could be lower, as it has been.
And just help us to give some background information, if we can possible, in the control room, post that the heat map. We call it the heat map.
Yes, everyone loves the heat map. It's a really great picture in showing where values are hot.
Right. Okay, so I know we'll pull it up in just a minute, so we'll get to that in just a moment. In the meantime, though, let's go back to the lines. I think we have Bubba. Hey, Bubba.
Good morning. How are you, young man?
I'm doing well. I can't complain. I need more coffee, as I was telling Vivian.
Well, drink up. I'm on my second pot, but that's all right.
I need to catch up to you, Bubba. Hey, Bubba, what's your question?
I don't have a question. I've got something to interject. I don't really live in Davidson County. Used to years ago, but anyway, it might help the tax structure if the property owners would ask for and is allowed to give to them. I'm sure, like it is in all counties, it's called property record card, because it could be something about your property that might not agree with what the property record card says, and you can go back and get that straightened out and get the records all cleared up, and might affect the property tax structure.
All right. Well, you know, Bubba, let me say this, that is a great idea. We do have, property owners do have access to their profile card. That's what we call it in reference to the record card. Same thing, though. And it is on our website at www.padctn.org, and you can go there and take a look at your property either by your map and parcel. If you happen to know that information, it's usually found on information on the sheets that we've sent out during the reappraisal year. Some property owners have possibly received a decision as a result of the informal review, and if you did get one of those in the month of May, you can find your map and parcel there. But you could also look up your property by your name as well as by your address. But there, if you go to our website, you can take a look at the profile of what we have for your property: square footage, number of rooms, number of bedroom, bathrooms, year built, even the deed is. You can find a copy of your deed there. So nonetheless, that is a profile card or record card. We don't mail it out every year. We do mail that information regarding your property as far as the value that we've arrived at in the reappraisal year. But you definitely can access our website very easily and see the information regarding your property. And Bubba's right. You want to check it. It's kind of like doing a house cleaning. Let me just go and look at my property and see if they have it right, because we want to get it right. Yeah. We really do. We want to hear from property owners regarding their property, because you know, we appraised 247,000 properties in Davidson County, and you know what, we may just have it wrong somewhere. I don't think so, but if we do, we want to get it right, no doubt.
She's confident, but she's also understanding or
and
realistic,
cautiously comfortable.
There we go. And again, the website's right there on the screen, padctn.org.
Yes.
And speaking of maps, I mentioned the map briefly earlier. If we can have that up, and then hopefully we can see it. Maybe will, maybe won't. This is a good tease.
Well, I will say,
there you go. There you go.
Yes.
Okay, so what are we looking at here?
So we're looking at Davidson County, the entire Davidson County, of course, and you're seeing in red, that is where property values are hot, or were hot as a result of the 27 reappraisal.
Is
and
this
it's still the
37% increase?
That's exactly right. This will show the overall 37% increase as it has happened. Now, of course, the hot area, those have increased by even higher higher percentage, average percentage. And that means, and you know, you want to think about this. It means that some values were high, some values were lower, and some were about the same. So if you see in District 5, it increased by 93%. Am I saying that correctly? But by 93%. And that does not mean that every property increased by 93%. It just says that that's the overall average of the increase in District 5. And then you have other districts. That is the highest.
District 5?
District 5 would be it is all this is inner city area, but District 5,
East Nashville area.
It would be East Nashville area. Yes, absolutely. And so consider it that way. I did not come with the East Council person district. I should have, but yes, in District 5, it's represented by the councilmatic districts, of course. So District 5 has increased by 93% overall. Again, that is a medium average increase. Then we have District 21 that follow after as the second highest. Then District 7.
So 21 looks like West Nashville, close to
21 is Tennessee State area.
Oh, okay.
And when you think about that, think of it in this manner. Land values in those areas 4 years ago were probably or were very low. And you know, a property that was probably at $50,000 is now valued at $100,000 or $150,000 because of the activity where people are wanting to live closer to the inner city, easier to have access to downtown, those type of things. And so as you can see overall, those values have increased more so in the inner city area. As you go out, it becomes much more lighter in color, but still
blue.
Eventually blue. But you know, even the blue can be deceiving. For instance, District 1, which is a pretty much more rural area in nature. That's the Jolton, Whites Creek area, Scottsboro, Bordeaux. In that area, it has increased by 27%. When we think about values, at one time that area was only like 20% or 22%. It has increased by 27%. So you have this domino effect that's occurring as you go from the inner city area and people are searching for bigger bang for the buck, and they're moving further out to try to find that perfect property with the number of acres that they're looking for, square footage, just the space altogether. And so it is impacting everyone, including impacting other counties. You know, people are moving away and moving out of Davidson County as well if they're not able to find what they're looking for. But we will hope that they will stay in Davidson County. But there's some good values here, no doubt about that.
I mean,
it is the city, no doubt.
It is, definitely. All right. Hey, Thomas, what's your question?
Yeah, I have a comment. I live in Robertson County, and my tax went up about 27%, and my income didn't go up 27%. And it's like, if I was going to sell the property and make a big profit on it, I can see that. But I'm not. I plan on living here the rest of my life. And then after this kind of cools off a little, the city leaders, they'll crow that we didn't have a tax increase. That's all this is for a big tax increase. But they'll crow like we didn't pass a tax increase. That's all I've got to say. Thank you.
Well, Robert, in response to that, you know, of course, the increase in taxes is to accommodate the operations of the city. But let's go back to the valuation and the certified tax rate. The city, the county cannot incur a windfall as a result of a reappraisal. It's plain as that. By law, we cannot incur a windfall on existing construction, to be clear. When you are generating revenue, we have to look to new growth. Nashville in itself and Davidson County in itself has incurred a lot of growth in the city, which has helped our tax base. You may want to take a look at your tax rate, and you may find, I was looking for my information here, for those surrounding counties, Nashville, in comparison to other metropolitan cities like Memphis and Knoxville and Chattanooga, we have the lowest of the 5 big cities tax rate. we have the lowest. And what that means is we have good growth going on here. I wouldn't, being a former council person, I would disagree. It's just a way to say we want to do an increase on taxes. But you want to, but I do believe that city leaders have to do their due diligence to ensure that they have all that they need in order to accommodate police, fire, teachers, those type of services that we all enjoy in our county, and that's so very important. But I can understand how the caller feels in reference to feeling that way. Yeah. And you know, every county is different. Not sure what's going on in Robertson County, but you know, of course, taking a look here in Davidson, we have good growth here, and it's continuing right into next year. Matter of fact, we have now recognized that they're going to have, we have already, as of today, a 3.3% increase in revenues, which is going to account to about $31 million more money that we'll be able to collect next year. That's awesome. You know, that's really great, and that's going to help the city in its operation.
Well, like you said, the growth here in Davidson County, it's a rippling effect, you know, in other parts of the county.
The economy is good as far as market rates, as far as market values and what have you, and real estate is really good here in Nashville. Very good.
All right, guys, don't go away. I know we have some callers on the line. We'll get to your questions in just a minute, but we'll have much more after the break.